us. Okay, so welcome to this year-end ritual. We are gathered here today to honor this year that has been deep and painful and like bright and shiny and amazing and eye-opening and heart-opening, I hope. I want to start with a little meditation just to ground us and bring us together and bring us together in synergy so that our energies are combined. And we're all so powerful when we're together. And so I want to just do that. So go ahead and close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths, and just bring yourself back into your body. And put your feet firmly on the ground and root yourself in. I want you to feel the earth holding you. Feel gravity pulling you to the earth. And I want you to imagine that you're growing roots that anchor you deep into the earth, grounding you. And I want you to let go of anything that was going on before you came here. Which, with each breath, I want you to release anything that is no longer serving you and just be here with us now. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw relax. And just be here now. And I invite you to put your hands over your heart, either in prayer position or just on your heart, however you feel called. And I want you to feel your heart chakra. And in your mind's eye, I want you to see this chakra spinning and glowing a bright green light. See it spinning freely, releasing any blocks, anything that's stuck, and letting this energy just flow within you. And now I want you to see in your mind's eye this energy growing and getting bigger until it surrounds your whole body in a bright green light. You may also see speckles of pink in there as well. And now I want you to expand this energy until it surrounds your whole house, holding all of the inhabitants, all the plants, everything in this bright green light. Now I want you to expand this energy even further to hold the town that you live in. See the town you live in encompassed in this bright green light, full of compassion and love and understanding, connectedness, synergy. And with your next exhale, I want you to expand this light even further to hold the whole state you live in. See the whole state you live in surrounded by this beautiful, shimmering, bright green and pink light. So full of love, so full of healing, so full of healing light and positive energy. Including all that live within in your state. And with your next exhale, I want you to expand this even further so that this bright green light contains the whole earth, sharing your love and light with all the living beings on this planet. All the animals, all the people, all the trees, all the flowers, all the rivers, all the lakes, all the oceans. See it all contained within this beautiful heart light of yours, shining a green and pink, sparkly, beautiful light. Connecting us all in love and synergy. And with your next inhale, I want you to bring that light back in towards yourself. And as it gets closer and closer to you, bring all of your energy back into yourself. Bring that bright, shiny green and pink light back into your body, back into your heart chakra. See it spinning bright green and pink, full of love, full of compassion. Still connected to all of the living things on the planet. Yet holding that compassion and that love for yourself is so important. So healing, so powerful. And so now we are connected here together today in synergy to celebrate and honor the most powerful year. And so I invite you to come back into your body, move yourself around a little bit, open your eyes, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And now we are going to do some beautiful magic together. We're going to pull some cards for this next year. And we're going to create kind of like a little roadmap for ourselves, just so that we have, something to look towards and be able to plan our year a little bit. And, I never stick too closely to these plans, but it helps to give us an idea of how we can use these different energies to dive deeper into our healing and into our spirituality and into our growth. And so it's not like you have to like stick to it, exactly, but it's a nice little guide into the next year. And so if you have the planner, there is a spot in the beginning where you can put your card reading in the beginning. So if you have this is the printed version, but it's also in the printable version. And so if you want to, you can go back after we're done and grab your planner and put those energies in there. And if you don't have the planner yet, it is on sale right now for 50% off. And so I'm going to send out the link when I send the replay out, so you can grab it if you want to and use it for your planning for the card spread for the year. So Crystal's going to pull the cards for us. So
yes, and before I pull the cards, I also want to mention that you guys are welcome to do this exercise on your own with your own deck if you have your own cards. And I do know, Anne, you have cards in your planner, don't you, on like the last pages?
yeah, there's some on the last pages, and it's in the print version. They look like this, and then in the printable version, there's two different printable versions. One is a low ink version, and then there's the full ink version like this. And you can use those for your card pulls as well. We're doing this for the collective, just for anybody that doesn't have cards of their own, but you're totally welcome to do this ritual on your own. If you have cards with you right now, you could do it right now if you want to join in on this energy, or you can do it anytime, before the new year is always nice. And I've kept all of mine for the last like 6 years that I've done, and it's so interesting to look back and look at every month as I'm going through it, and I'm just like, whoa, like that's so validating. Like it really does show you something that you're working on, and it really does, like it's so relevant to me. It always resonates. So you've done yours for a couple years too, huh, Crystal?
I have. Let's rewind that. I don't always do them for the new year. I did them for my birthday last year, and I did like a 21, like what's happening type of spread. I will also do cards like to help me figure out what I should do every day of my week when it comes to my business. Like I might pull and be like, all right, what should I focus on a Monday through Sunday to help kind of understand my energy. But yeah, doing them, I love doing card pulls just to get a sense, right? Like it's not written in stone. It's more of like, what's happening? What do we think is going on? Give me a little bit of guidance. And then if I don't like what they say, well, maybe I'll pick another card.
Love that.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna sit here and pick these cards. And I don't know if you just want to explain how to pick cards like as I pick them.
sure.
If not, I can always break it down, but
Sure. So for me, I like to do a little ritual before I use my cards. Like I will shuffle them, I'll burn some sage, I'll do some Palo Santo, whatever it is that I'm feeling called to, like, create the sacred space before I actually pull the cards. That's always important to me, to feel grounded and, just really tap into energies and tap into my guides, so that like when I'm reading them, I can have a better idea of what this information is that's even coming in. And so I like to take them and shuffle them, and then I like to spread them out, and then I'll pull, one or two, or however I'm doing it. Like for this, I like to pull 12 cards. Sometimes I do it for the months of the year. Sometimes I do it for the moon cycles of the year. So it's up to you as to how you feel most called to do them. Sometimes I pull, like I have these cards here that are, I forget what they're called, Soul Space Oracle, that's what they are. And they have, let's see if I can get it to show without my bright light on there. So there's energies on the ends of each card, right? And it's very specific. And so I like to use these, as like add-ons. So I'll pull one of these oracle cards for each month, and then I'll also pull one of these. So it's like, you don't have to just pull one card. You can pull as many as you want for each month or moon cycle, however you feel called to do it. So what you got over there?
This is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be real interesting.
What card deck are you using?
Yes, so I'm using the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell, because the thing I love about the Work Your Light deck, and I have her Starseed deck, but this one I feel like kind of gives me direction on like what should I do with working, rather than like, you know, always what's going on with me.
Like calls to action.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the pictures in it are just gorgeous. And I've been really called to pastel colors. But anyway, so I'm going to take a picture of this for you guys so you can see the full spread afterwards. And I know you're like seeing the side of my face. I'm sorry. But the first card I got for January is no. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. And so I feel like with January, like with this card, and what we can always do too is we can always pull more cards to ask for more guidance as to what this is saying. And you can always bring in other decks. So you can like work with one deck and then pull in another deck and then another deck and like layer them. But I feel like with January, maybe having patience is going to be a good thing. What comes up for you, Anne, when you hear no for January?
I feel like, you know, sometimes saying no is saying yes to yourself. And so I feel like, you know, saying no to the things that you're really not called to do, or things that really aren't for you, you know, checking in with your body and honoring your body's wisdom as to what is a yes and what is a no for you is really important. And if you were on our last ritual call, we did some human design stuff. And so human design really tells you, like, very specifically how your body tells you yes and no. So if you're having trouble, you know, figuring that out, check in with your human design chart, and that's going to tell you how your body tells you yes or no. I think that sometimes, you know, especially in the beginning of the year, we're all excited to like do all these things, and you know, like we set these intentions, and you know, we have, you know, all these ideas about this is going to be great, we're so excited, and you know, we want to do all these things. And it's like, maybe in January, don't plan so much, you know, like make yourself so you have like a little bit of like a buffer, so that, you know, like if all these fun new things come up, maybe you have, you know, open space for them. And so maybe you're not planning so much for January, and just kind of just letting things flow and like kind of ride it out, so that you're not just booked, so that you can't say yes to new things that are coming in. That's how I feel about no, always. It's a
I,
yes for other things, you know?
I love it. And one of the things that you reminded within me is that it's about self-care. I feel like a lot of times our New Year's resolution is like, you're going to finally take care of yourself. Hence what you're saying, no to other things and yes to me. Right.
Yep.
But we don't always have to wait until a new year to do that.
Exactly. You can start now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing. I'm taking this like whole week. I only scheduled like one day of work for all of next week, and the rest is just like chill time. And I'm not planning anything either. I'm just going to play it by ear. So
Love it.
start now.
That's my type of week.
Yeah.
So for February, we have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So this to me is feeling like, all right, so January, saying no to things, right? Making ourselves a priority, but also in February, just gaining more clarity on what is it, like what really is it that isn't working. And for those of you who do moon rituals, like, you know, we do this all the time, right? Like that's what the whole transition is from when we go into that full moon, is we're reevaluating and trying to figure out what is it that we need to kind of fine tune and redo. And so I feel like in February, it'll be a nice time to just kind of revisit it. And also, because I am a fitness trainer as well, one of the things that happens, and this year might be different because of the circumstances with gyms, the first couple weeks of January, they're packed. There is more people than there ever is in the gym. And by the time that first week of February hits, they're no longer there. So February is a really good month to remember what is it that you wanted to commit to, what isn't fitting in, and how can you recommit and have it fit in. But let me know, Anne, how you feel about that.
That's so perfect. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, you know, February to me is always like a kind of like weeding the garden and like going like into my heart and asking myself like, am I really into this? Like, is this really what I'm into? Or, like it's like a reevaluation kind of. So yeah, I totally agree with you. It's just a
Awesome.
natural kind of in breath.
Yeah. And also, like, if you're in the northern hemisphere, not everybody is, but it's dark out. Like February for where we are is like the coldest month. So it's not a bad month to hibernate, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, it's colder here. I'm not going to say it's cold, but colder. Yeah. I agree.
So in March, take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill.
I love that card. I pick it all the time.
So I feel like with March, you know, one of the things that just popped into my head, and I know so many people are really like, I'm so sick of 2020. I want it to be done. I just want to get into 2021. But when we look at the astrology chart, when we look at what's happening, it doesn't seem like it's going to be like an instant change, right? Like we're still processing, we're still growing. So I feel like these three cards right now are just a reminder of like, take a break, understand that this is still going to be a slower process, and allow yourself to have that patience and give yourself that grace and not expect it to just be like, great, it's 2021, it's a new year, let's go, like let's reopen everything. And like, I don't think that's real, my personal opinion. I really don't.
I agree. That card always makes me think of like the big picture, like go back, step back and look at the big picture and look at all the pieces of things that are, that you're doing that all fit together. It's not just like the one thing that you can do, it's not just like, oh, me working out is going to make me so much healthier. It's like, no, you've got, eating better. You've got, of course, working out, moving your body. It's, like emotional regulation. It's all about like, doing shadow work. It's not just one thing. It's about like the whole process. So don't just like focus on that one little thing, and like when things don't go right, it's like, don't just focus on this one thing that didn't go the way that you wanted. Take a step back and look at it from the big picture point of view and maybe find the gift in it so that, you can integrate that with all of the other things that are going on that are going right in your life.
I love that.
I love that card so much. Such a wise card.
It really is. So in April, it's about answering the call. What is your soul calling you to do? This picture is so beautiful, by the way.
That's
So
perfect
gorgeous.
for April.
And to
Yes.
me, go ahead.
No, you.
I was going to say, to me, this card feels like if we zoom out and look at this from a different way. And so I'm going to back up to January because I'm somebody who needs to like put it, like I need a story. I need to like put this together for it to be cohesive. So I feel like in January, we're kind of like, no, like still saying no, honoring our boundaries, tuning into ourselves. February, we're taking the action to really align and make us feel that way. In March, we're taking a break where we need to. And then in April, we're really stepping out and we're being like, I'm here. This is my soul calling. I've spent this time, 2020 and the first 3 months of the year being like, this is what resonates with me. And now we're able to, come out as like a butterfly.
Yeah, like we're in the cave. We're still going to be in the cave for the first part of things. And then spring comes along and we're like, hello, taking action. So it's really, yeah, it really shows like paying attention, doing the work in the first 3 months. And then in April, it's the action time. And that's totally like the way that the wheel of the year works as well, too. It's the same thing. So yeah, this is just like validating everything. So the natural world really, it does create a very nice cycle for us.
Especially when we're living aligned with it. Then
For
everything
sure.
is easy, right?
Yeah.
And so in May, we're just going to say yes. And so, come on, focus, please. This makes me think, though, that it's not saying yes to everything, it makes me think of saying yes to the things that scare you, that you know is going to help you go that next step and grow and get better, right? I've I have suffered with anxiety, and one of the things I've come to learn is how to become comfortable feeling uncomfortable. And when you are growing, or like you're an entrepreneur, or you're spearheading things, or you're working on changing, which I think all of us work on changing all the time, like every day has a little bit of fear in it. Like we're saying yes to something that isn't always unsettling, and then it's like, "Ah, I'll just figure it out."
Yes. Yes. That's I totally love that card too, because I feel like it's not just, like you said, it's not just saying yes to everything. It's almost like saying yes to yourself. It's like validating you. Like wherever you're taking action and wherever, you're feeling like you're putting yourself out there, that it's like a positive like affirmation. It's a validation that yes, you matter. Your goals, your intentions, your efforts, they do matter, and it is part of like the bigger picture. Yeah.
Definitely. And so, June, trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So, I feel like this is just another card of listening to your intuition and trusting that, and also strengthening it, right? Everyone's different in the sense of how they hear their intuition and how they connect to spirit. But I always find it to be a quiet voice. It's soft. It's not like how I'm talking to you now. It's that little inkling. And so I think for June, we're going to be more so just trusting that little inkling.
I agree. It's always, the voice that I feel like when my guides tell me something needs to shift is always real quiet at first. It maybe is like, a feeling, a little, like a whisper. And then if I don't listen to it, the voice gets louder and louder and things get a little bit more painful and uncomfortable. And so listening to that whisper first is always the most powerful thing, because then you don't have to go through the huge challenge. It could just be like a little road, like a little speed bump, rather than like a whole block where you've got to like go around, and like a whole detour. So yeah, listen to the whispers.
Yes. So that's June. So in July, it looks like deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And so I feel like this is just a reminder that we can't always continue forward, right? We're not machines. And myself personally, I believe in incorporating breaks into our day. Like you have your day and you do things, but then you also have rest periods and downtime. Like you try to have a balance every single day. If it can't be every day, then you create it throughout your week. But in July, sounds like we should be just resting a little bit more than not having some fun, maybe.
Planning retreats, like time to go within the cave, like we're halfway through the year, time to like take a break and reassess the way forward and look at your roadmap and see like, am I really wanting to go there all the way? Maybe I want to go somewhere else. Maybe, like go in and like definitely tap in and recharge, because we can't always, like you said, we can't always be taking action. Like I'm the prime example of that. Like I used to like push, 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 push. And if you've known me for years, you see how productive I've been in the past. And then this year, I slowed down. It's like I learned my lesson. Like you can't always be taking action. You've got to recharge. You've got to like come back to yourself and renew that energy so that you can like keep going forward without having to like break down and fall apart every couple months. So I feel like that's like the perfect time too, is like halfway to like check in and plug your batteries in so you can recharge.
Definitely. Look at that. Look at these cards. So for
So perfect.
August, we got Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? And I get this card all the time and I love this
Me too.
card. And I feel like it's really for August, I feel like it's about just being kind to ourselves, right? So in July, we might have recognized where we are and maybe we're not where we want to be, but give up what it is that you can't keep over to the beloved mother and allow yourself to provide yourself with whatever it is that you need, if that makes sense.
Totally. Yeah. And I think that, not all of us had the mother that was nurturing and careful and caring for us. And we've had to learn how to create that space for ourselves, which has really been a gift. It really has, because, you know, we need to learn how to nurture ourselves and what we need, so that we're not depending on other people for that energy. And I feel like, yeah, checking in and making sure that we're taking care of ourselves is a really important piece of the puzzle. So this sounds like a really good year, honestly. Like, I think this is like going to be so healing and so nice for us, especially sensitive people like us.
For sure.
Sounds very nurturing. I feel like we all need that, after this year has just been so much about grief and letting go, and like deep diving into like the like depths of all of our fears and all of that. It's like, it just sounds like we need this like healing, and like it just sounds like 2021 is like gonna be it. It's gonna be a nice healing year.
Love it. And so the next one for September is Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. And I almost feel like this could have been for, I think of like Leo and Leo season when it comes to this. And that's why I'm like, oh, this totally could have been fitting for August. But one of the things I like to remember, and one of the things I love so much about this card, is that beauty is another gift to the world. And so you even dressing up in something that makes you feel beautiful is a gift. It still has spiritual embedded in it. It's not just like being, what's the word I'm looking for? Shallow. It can be deeper than that, especially if you love bringing beauty and spreading beauty to people and embodying that. And so I think in September, it'll be fun to just bring back in that sense of beauty. And also connecting, the other part of this is priestess and mystic and teacher. And so if you are called to that and creating that type of sisterhood around you, this could also be a good month of connecting with other people and um, just vibing and creating that, you know, maybe you know
Community.
what I'm trying to say. Go ahead, Anne.
Community.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like, if your intention is to create a community, really being intentional with it in September, and putting that out there, and really fine tuning your like manifesting magnet to attract like people. And so really putting yourself out there authentically is going to draw back to you that energy that you're looking for. When you're wanting to create a community, it's really like you have to make yourself the magnet to draw the right people to you. And so, yeah, I feel like that card is like exactly that. And I feel like, by that time, we're going to be like ready to share what we have, what we've created, what we're feeling, and what we've gone through. I feel like we're all going to be ready to share that. So maybe it's some kind of like, like a sign that we're going to be able to start gathering by then. I really hope so. I really hope it doesn't take until September. But, like I feel like if you're planning any kind of gathering or any, retreat of that kind of energy, like that divine feminine, it's like September would be such a perfect time for it.
It's so funny you say that because October is the great gathering. It's
Yeah.
all coming together, intuitive hits, soul tribe. But the thing I think about this is I do think about El Dia de Muerto, or like the Hallows Eve, right? We start to get into the phase where portals, 1111 portal, like granted, there's portals all year around, but I feel like in October when we have Halloween and the veil becomes thinner,
Hmm.
we're able to connect in with spirit more because how, the world is at that time. So when I see this, I think of a coming together of physical and non-physical on a greater and on a deeper level. Um, but what do you feel about this for
Get
October?
ready to channel some information. That's what I think. I always think of those are like the guides, like they're lining up to like inform us of like what we need to know, because like you're saying, like this is when like usually it's like eclipse season, portals, and like, all like you said, like the veil is thin, we're able to tap in. And so it's like, just get ready to hear information, get ready, like clear space, create some sacred space so that you have a place to be able to receive this energy that's coming in. Yeah.
And then, thank you.
Hmm.
Um, and then for November, you may have to pronounce this one because I'm probably going to butcher it. But Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? And so I'm actually going to read this one out the book because I'm not familiar with this location personally.
This card like really makes me feel like we're creating some kind of community and some kind of like utopia. It's like whatever you're wanting to create around you, I feel like that's what that card is like signifies for me.
Awesome. Do you want me to read a little bit from the
Yeah,
book?
read it for sure.
The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pull this card, you are either being called on a soul journey or you are already on one. It could be to a physical, ancient place or metaphoric. I feel like you were saying, like I think this is just our soul being called back to what it already knows, especially because the veil will still be somewhat thin. There's a lot of energy in the end of October and November, a lot of times.
The remembering, yeah.
A lot of remembering for sure.
Maybe like ancestor stuff too, like maybe healing all that kind of stuff because I feel like, all of the energy of this year has really brought up a lot of ancestral stuff for us and things that like no longer are serving us and are no longer like appropriate, I guess, for like the world that we're moving into. And I feel like, as we shift from like where we've been to where we're going, it's like a weird little place that we're kind of in the middle, like, like we don't want it to be how it was, but we don't know how it's gonna be either. And so we're kind of just like in this middle place. So that kind of like really speaks to me.
Definitely. I'm so glad you mentioned the ancestral piece. Like that is very prevalent, especially in 2020.
Right. Well, they
And
say that like 75% of our DNA or something like that is all ancestral stuff that like really doesn't have anything to do with us personally. But
mm,
it's like when we're able to like clear that out, we actually do create space within us to become different people. And we don't have to work in this old paradigm anymore, when we're able to clear that. So I feel like maybe this year is a lot about, or this new coming year is all about like really clearing that, because we do seem to be like really questioning how things are working and how, like what things mean. And we've been able to like, talk about like, oh, smashing the patriarchy and like, like removing the ways that things used to be. Like people can't talk to people the way that they used to talk to people. Like you're just not allowed to do that anymore, and so I feel like that is shifting. And I feel like our ancestors are like so grateful that they don't, we don't have to go through the same hardships that they went through. It's almost
right.
like they're grateful that their experience taught us something. And so I feel like that's something that's really been coming up for me, over this whole year. Really, I've just been noticing things like that. Like old people that like were born 100 years ago, they wouldn't even understand the way the world is now. It's so different. Think about that. And it's like we're moving into another huge shift where like things are going to be so different. And it's like we have the ability to be able to like build that world now. It's on us. Like we're the ones that are here like constructing it. And so I feel like letting go of like the way things used to be is so important, for the healing and for us to be able to move into this new way of doing things.
Definitely. And as you say that, what reminds me of things, and this is my own issues, but in case anybody else feels similar to this, well, one, when we heal for our ancestors, when we live our authentic truth in this lifetime, we're helping heal them, right? And so I've had guilt of feeling like, oh, like my grandma would be so ashamed of me, like I talk so different or crazy or like whatever. But this is the time to let that go and to sink into our authenticity and to allow ourselves to heal and heal the family systems and heal the previous trauma because they are still getting the healing, right? Like we are collective energy. And if you want to believe in parallel universes and all that other stuff, if energy isn't being broken and things like that, like there's no reason to honor a tradition or something in the family or think that we need to maintain that because somebody else did it that way. If it doesn't make sense, you can let it go. Like it's okay. And your family member, if they're no longer here, loves you, and you may have helped free up them. Do you know what I mean? So that was a powerful lesson for me in this year of not feeling the guilt and allowing the healing.
For sure.
So December, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. So I feel like
Love
we're ending December, right?
it. Mm-hmm.
Like we're ending it being like, keep listening to yourself. You're doing it. Keep trusting. Like we had
Right.
this whole journey of taking it slower, pausing, taking breaks, recognizing our calling, answering it, saying yes to what feels good to us, trusting our inner voice, taking another pause and replenishing ourselves and giving ourselves healing, or, you know, giving it to the mother, whatever it is that we need help transformation with. And then connecting with other people and connecting to the mystic side of us, maybe teaching, whatever that might have been, gathering, communicating, channeling, remembering our truth, and then just knowing that all that you're doing is exactly what you should be doing.
Love it. Love it. So someone is asking in the chat what August's card was. Was it the Star Mother? I feel like that's what it was.
June, July, August. Yes, Star Mother. I'm like
Star Mother.
counting.
Thank you, Christina. Christina answered for us in the chat. Thank you.
And I
Yes.
will take a picture of this and you'll send it out on the replay for sure.
Yes, for sure. I feel like these cards really embody this next year. And so, like it's really nice moving into how to use these energies and ways to take this card reading and bring it into like your everyday life, and how to like remind yourself of these energies, is to build a vision board. And I feel like, you know, all of these cards, I'm like blown away, because I feel like it's such a perfect roadmap on how to like manifest what you want. Basically, it's like the manifesting process, like inhale, exhale, and it's also following like the wheel of the year and all of, it just feels really powerful and totally resonates with me. I'd love to see in the chat if it resonates with you. That would be awesome, just to get some validation from some of you that, that this really resonates. I feel like it just, that really speaks to me. And so for me, what I'm going to do with this energies, I'm going to make a vision board, and I love to do them as a like a representation and a reminder of these energies to help keep me focused. And so there's different ways that you can do vision boards. There's so many different philosophies out there. This is just one of the ways that you can, tie in this card reading into, like visual representation, because empaths are really, we're really affected by things that we see, and just the energies that are present when we're like looking at something beautiful or looking at something that reminds us of who we are. I feel like it's really important, because we kind of get off track easily. We can get pulled into other people's energy. We're feeling all these other people around us, and the collective can get really uncomfortable for those of us that are very sensitive. And like I feel like so many times this year, I feel like I got pulled into fear, I got pulled into grief, I got pulled into anxiety, when I know my truth, I know who I am, I know what's going on. When I get really connected to my heart and myself, I can feel something exciting coming. So I know that it's going to be okay. Like I've seen how it's going to turn out. I know it's going to be okay. Like, and we all know that in our hearts. We know that everything, like the old saying, like, oh, it's all good. Like if, in the 90s, everyone was just like, it's all good. I feel like that is so true though, because it really is all good. It really is, all positive in the end. If we can all find the gift in things and really pay attention to like why things are happening and what we're learning out of it, then it's like everything becomes a gift. There are no negative experiences. There are no negative feelings, because the feelings that we call negative are just reminders that we're off path. It's just like, like the whispers, like we were talking about, like if you can listen to the whisper and before it has to become a loud roar in our ear, or, an accident that pushes us down and makes us rest, or us getting sick or something, like if we can rest and take a step back and, remember who we really are, I feel like that's like just really powerful. And so a vision board to me does that for me. It reminds me of who I am. It reminds me to come back to myself. It reminds me to, check in and come back to the intentions that I'm setting and, how I want to feel. So it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You can take, a piece of paper even and cut out, pictures and words from magazines. You can do it yourself. You don't even have to have magazines if you don't want to. You can draw the pictures yourself. You can just write words. It doesn't have to be anything. There's no rules with this. This is totally all about what resonates with you and makes you feel good and brings you into a high vibration. And so I have created in the planner, there is in the back, there's a year-end ritual back here that you can do. And there's a template for creating a vision board in here that you can use. And it's right here. And it kind of goes into like how you can build a vision board. And it says, add a picture of something that you're manifesting. Add a picture of something in the color you're manifesting. Write a few words about how you want to feel when you manifest whatever it is that you're wanting. Add a picture of something that represents your feelings. Find words in magazines that you like, add them after you place all of your pictures, and then you can add anything that resonates or grabs your attention. And so you can do that on this page in the book, or on the printable version, you can also just use the printable paper. You can use, big poster board. You can do them in books. I have different notebooks that I use where I create a vision board, and you don't even have to just do one. You could do one page in a notebook for each of the months that we just talked about, and go back through the replay when we send it out and listen to those energies and create it as we go, like create a page for each month if you want to, with images that represent whatever your soul is calling you to, that would remind you of those energies. It doesn't have to be anything, like it doesn't have to be like about the stuff that you want to manifest. It can be about how you want to feel. It could be about, like the energies that you're manifesting, like relationships, or, it can be about physical things as well, too. If you're wanting a new car, if you want a new house, like it doesn't have to be exactly what you want. It just has to evoke the energy of, and that feeling within you that you will have once you have that thing. Because here's how it works. It's like, these are all anchors, right? These are anchors for us where we attach an emotion or an energetic feeling to an image. And basically, when we look at the image, it reminds us of that energy. And so vision boards just help us to remember how we want to feel and how we want our lives to be, and what we're wanting to intentionally manifest into our lives. So make it so that it resonates with you, because your vibration is what it matters here. It's not about how someone else feels when they look at it. You're not making the vision board for them. You're making it to remind you. You're not making it to be a beautiful work of art, although, beauty does raise our vibration. So making it look attractive for yourself is important, but it's not like you're making this to be some, big thing of art. Like it doesn't have to be in your living room. Like you could put it in your closet, you could put it in your bathroom. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be little, it could be in a book, like I said, just so that it's somewhere that you can see it and be reminded of the things that you're wanting to manifest and bring into your life, or the feelings. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything other than something to remind you. So do you do vision boards, Crystal?
I do. I started them when I was in middle school, I think. was first introduced to it. The other thing I want to mention is you guys can make it digitally. Like you can use like Word or Photoshop and you can take pictures offline and you can make that. And then if you wanted to, you can even take that and make it your background on your phone if you want it to be that
Hmm.
much so in your face. So that's just another option if you want it to be digital. But yeah, so
I love that.
I've have experience with vision boards. I think they're a ton of fun, but the one thing that you had mentioned that I want to really harp upon, because this is what my understanding is when it comes to law of attraction and manifestation. And so many people talk about this, whether it's Abraham Hicks, it's Neville Goddard, it's more current people. It's about the feeling. It's truly about feeling as if you've already received what it is that you're looking for and being in the feeling state. And that's like when you go to sleep at night, laying in bed, imagining you're receiving what it is that you want, but feeling as if you already have it. So I just wanted to harp on that because I
Yeah,
think
and
it's
I
important.
do like the digital idea too. I feel like Pinterest is also another way to do vision boards too. You can do it like that. There's so many different options out there to be able to create this image for yourself. It's just really important, I feel like, as empaths, because most of us are so visual and we're so affected by energy and emotions and how we feel and all of those things, that vision boards like really work for those of us, I feel like, that are open to energy like that.
And so also on that note, I do want to say, I know that it can sometimes be challenging to figure out, well, what is it that I want? Or to allow ourselves to dream big because of whatever emotion we may have inside that we're still working through. And with this, I just want to say, just like it's only you. It's only you, unless if you're going to show this to somebody else. But it's just, let's say it's just you and you're doing this by yourself. Allow yourself to get as imaginative and creative as you want, right? Like let yourself actually really dream and step into that, and don't have any shame or guilt or any of those thoughts. They may pop up, but they're not there. They're not serving you, and that's not what this is about, right? We can have anything and everything. We can create what we want. The world is abundant. The universe is abundant. So, back to my original sentence, you may not know what you want. I would just say start, like think about what it is that you like and what would be nice or what would make your life easier or what do you like, and kind of let it just spiral out. And the vision board may not also be something that you make in one sitting. Like for me, I've started it and like put some things on it, and then I've had to come back and keep building upon it as I've gotten more clarity. So just allow yourself to have fun.
Yeah, I agree. And our desires are here to lead us to what we are here to do. Like it's like breadcrumbs, like I always say. Like they're like the breadcrumbs that are leading us to manifesting our lives, our higher selves. And so our desires are really important, and they're never too much. We're never too much. We're exactly perfect, and that's why I like human design so much, because it's like it really tells you like what you came here to do, and it shows you like your desires are perfect for you, because like we're not here to live for other people. We're really not. We're here to do what we came to do, and we all have to do our authentic thing so that we can complete the puzzle together. We're not all like complete puzzles. We're all pieces of a bigger puzzle, and so we all need to be our authentic selves to be able to do that. And so paying attention to your desires and not being afraid to ask for things that you really want. Like you deserve everything that you want, like they're not too outlandish. They're not too big. You're never too much. You're just perfect. Just perfect. So
So, Anne, do you want to take a few minutes right now, maybe, and have us all go through the months? Like, we can all just write down the 12 months and write one or two words of how we want to feel or something like that?
oh, that would be really nice. I think that's a good idea. Yeah. So if you have a pen and paper, or even just doing it on your phone in your notes, if that's all you have near you, yeah, just take a couple minutes and write some of the energies that are feeling that you're feeling like coming up from maybe the card reading that we did, or something. to yeah, just get a little bit clearer about what we want this year.
And if you guys do you guys want me to go through the months again, or is everyone good? Because I can do like a brief like 1, 2. You can let me know in the chat, or if there's a specific month you want a reminder on, that would be great. Okay, so let's just go through the months again. So for January, we have no, wait, postpone, pause, say no. And so the real question I want to say is like, well, how do you want to feel in January, and what do you want life to look like? And that's going to be the theme throughout every month, truly.
Perfect.
So this is for January, and it's so much blue in this card.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
I think of January as blue. I don't know.
Healing.
It's like a storm going on in the back too. You guys can't, I don't know if you guys can see all these details, but like there's this pyramid in the back, like all these stars in the sky. It's so beautiful.
I'm going to grab my vision board book actually.
Okay. And then I don't want to move too quickly. So if anybody wants to like give a thumbs up, I guess, then I'll know to go to February. Or like you can put it in the chat too.
This is my book from 2014. So, I mean, I've been doing them for a long time. So see how it doesn't have to be, you know, anything big. It can just be pages in a book.
It's gorgeous.
Thanks. Yeah, somehow I created this this poem that says, nature balances changing womanhood. Stand tall today. Mother speaks blessings in the garden to the keepers of the embers. It's like, okay. Let's see. Let's find another page that's kind of different than that. Like this. Like I'll do them sometimes like this too. Where it's just a couple pictures, just energy, just colors, just things that, you know, kind of bring things up for me.
Yeah.
Like these, like, so it doesn't have to be anything like elaborate, you know?
Yes.
So
February, align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So whatever that feels like for you in February, what you would like to focus on and feel. And Anne, you can keep sharing. I just wanted to.
no, I just wanted to show how, you know, we can put things in different places so that it's not just, you know, you don't just have to hang it on your wall, or, you know, it's something that you can put in a book or a notebook. And sometimes I'll just get like sketchbooks and do them in the sketchbook, you know, I'll do it like that too. So it doesn't have to be in, you know, on a poster board. Like we kind of think of it like it has to be on a poster board, but it doesn't have to be.
And I love that technique because I know sometimes when it comes with like manifesting and vision boards and creating, a lot of it has to do with letting go. So when we're not attached to it or the outcome, and we're not, you know, so hooked in, maybe it will come more easily. So if we're creating it and then kind of, you know, it's all different, but it's just another technique.
Yeah, definitely the letting go is part of it for sure.
So March, we're going to do take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. And I might start to kind of speed through these a little bit more so we can do some Reiki and meditate a little bit more and close out this year, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love all the validation in the comments too,
Yeah.
in the chat. That's nice.
So
I'm glad that it's validating and resonating with everyone.
me too. And so April, answer the call. And with this, I kind of want to ask you, like, I'll save it for the next month, but what does it feel like to answer the call? And this is a little bit of a deeper question, one of my favorite questions that I do with moon rituals. But if you were to say yes to what feels true for you, what does life look and feel like? And how do you want May to look and feel like?
Like $1 million. Sorry. That's what comes up for me. Very abundant.
And I was just thinking, the other thing about this is this, like we say, like this is just a starting point. Like after this, you guys can really jump off and take your vision board to the next level. But I wanted to leave you guys with a little bit of clarity for the 12 months. I just don't want it to feel like we did this whole live and we talked about each month and then like, that's it.
There's definitely a lot of layers to it.
And so for June, it's going to be trust the niggle. And I actually want to ask you guys instead, what does your intuition or your inner guidance sound like? And maybe focus on that in June. So this can be a reminder when you get to June, what to listen for. Oh, and let me just say May again. So May is yes. So saying yes to what works for you and how would life feel if you were living a life that you were honoring yourself. And June is trust the niggle, like wiggle, but with an N. And of course, I think it's backwards for you guys. So sorry, but.
No, it shows up correct.
Okay, it's backwards for me.
Yeah. Yeah, us looking at ourselves is backwards. But I think like niggle is like the whisper, like the little, irritation, the little thing that you're just like, oh, like what is that? Like the tickle, the little weirdness. Like what is it?
Fuzziness,
Fussiness.
yeah.
Yeah, that's totally, yeah.
Or like I also think of it as like the whisper, like you were saying, like the.
Yeah.
And so July is going to be deep replenishment. And so with this one, I want to just ask you guys what replenishes you, right? Like maybe write down like what you know today helps give you your energy back. And how you feel when you have energy, maybe. But also when I think of relaxation, like I know a lot of times we go into like spas and baths and like soothing stuff because it is relaxing. But like sometimes dancing and being high vibe or jumping around or having a really intense workout can also be replenishing. It doesn't always have to be slow.
For sure. I agree.
Rave parties. Yep. Outdoors. Yes. Being outdoors all of
Invite
July. Like,
me. Invite me.
but
I can't.
nature is going to definitely be deeply replenishing, like in all the ways.
Agreed. Just be you and me. No, by then it's not. It's going to be like everyone on the planet. Think about the party. Think about the like roaring 20s after like that big flu thing. And it's just like everyone was just like, yeah, like let's party. It's like, I feel like that's how it's going to be. It's going to be like everyone is just like so yes, like so into like life and living and just going for it. It's going to be huge. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited.
So
I'm done with all
August.
this chill. Yeah. Yes, August.
August is going to be Star Mother. So that idea of, and maybe this is the question for August. How do you like to be consoled? Like what helps heal you the most? And when I say that, I think of, if I'm sitting here in my mind imagining myself as an adult and my inner child sitting on my lap, what is it that helps console my inner child the most? Like, is it having your back rubbed? Is it a hug? Is it words or affirmations, touch, reassurance? So maybe having that reminder for August can help us be able to help comfort ourselves easily. So for August, I was saying, right.
What consoles you?
Sorry.
Like what consoles you? Is
Right.
that
What
you're asking?
what consoles
Repeat the
you?
question.
Like, so if your inner child is inside of you, what is consoling to your inner child? And like, I feel like that also comes moment by moment. Like if we're really going through something and we're having a breakdown moment, and that, you may feel to do something different, but I think imagining that little child inside of us is so helpful to be the adult healing and consoling, because it also is so empowering, because it's a reminder of like, hey, I'm here to help you. Like, I'm now the adult, and I know this is something that's old and it's a wound, and I know you're scared. And so I'm going to help provide that for you. And then it takes away our need to go outside. It's strengthening ourselves.
Well, it also goes back and heals the original wound so that we're not going to we won't keep getting triggered.
Right.
Like if we really do go it's in hypnotherapy, we call that timeline healing, where you go back and you're like healing the original wound so that you don't have to keep being hurt by the same thing over and over. It's like you're not going to be re-triggering it if you heal it. So going back and like asking yourself like what you really need when you are hurt, go back to that original hurt and find that and like see what would comfort that, that hurt, rather than like the situation that's happening now. It's never what's happening now. It's all triggering something that's happened to us before. So that's so perfect. Yeah.
So we're going to move on to September. and Sisterhood of the Rose. So beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. And I think with this, I know, Anne, you were really talking about too, community. And so with this one, I mean, granted, all these months you guys can think about anything you want. I'm just throwing out provoking questions that are that are staying on brand, basically. But I think we can think about, what does it feel like to be in a community that feels good? And I think my video just cut out.
It did.
Hold on, we're gonna switch real quick, and then I'm gonna reassess. So we're right here. Hi guys.
Point of view shift.
So thinking about how it feels to be in a community that feels good, and then also, what is beautiful? What does beauty mean to you? There we go. Okay. October. The Great Gathering. And so this is, what do you want to feel like in October? Maybe also, what does it feel like when you are spiritually connected and you're in that more so like receiving divine guidance type of state?
Connected to your higher self.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad that this is resonating, and it's very helpful because it's also helpful to us. It's like we do these, like, not just for you guys. It's kind of like, we need this too, you know? And it's like, I want certain things, and it's like, I want this kind of energy, and I want to do these kind of sessions. And it's like, I look around and it's like not out there. So it's like, let's create this kind of thing. So that's where all this comes from, is our own desire to do these things as well. And have these kinds of moments and these questions to come up for us as well too.
Yeah. And it's always nice connecting with like-minded people, because I know as an empath and growing up, it's challenging for me to find like-minded women who I am capable of connecting with that like this stuff. So I love the fact that we can do this, especially, and get people all over the world. Like, it's so dope. So thank you all.
Yeah, we're definitely stronger in synergy than we are on our own. I love it.
So November, Imrama, am I saying that right? How would you say that?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's how you say it.
Okay. So this is being called back to our soul, reconnecting. So I would just think, I think this is a tough one. How do you want to feel in November?
Like, what are you searching for? What are you searching for? What, like, what deeper things are you searching for? What deeper energies, like, that's how I feel. Like, what would make you feel like you found utopia, like, what is that we're searching for? Because we all have that thing that we feel like we're missing, right? And it's like, what is that thing that we're missing?
Or also, you sparked this in my mind, like, what does home feel like? Like,
yes,
being
yeah.
called back home, like, what is home? Oops, sorry. Yeah, the cards are definitely dark. When I take the picture, I'm gonna increase the brightness in the room, and you guys will see the details much better, I promise.
Nice. Yeah.
Come on now. I'm being fancy, and the battery keeps dying on me, but it's plugged into the charger. I don't understand. I don't understand. So it's okay. But now you guys can probably see the cards better. Maybe?
December. Oh yeah, that's November's. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're almost on December.
Yeah, this is December. So December is just a reminder you are already doing it. Stop overthinking, keep facing your true north. And so back to that other question, right? What does life feel like what does life feel and look like when you're living as your authentic self and your truth?
Yes. Love it.
Cool.
I think all those questions were so good. I feel like I'm gonna watch this replay and do it while I'm creating my vision board.
Yeah. And, I say this often. It's just kind of like we have to be real with ourselves and just figure out what we want our life to look like. And I know for me, like I have radical ideas of how I want to live my life. That's totally against the typical societal norm completely. And it's kind of interesting navigating when you have certain beliefs and you think certain ideas and then you talk to other people and they're not on the same page. And so then for me, it's that feeling of like shame or like, why am I so different? Or I shouldn't have this or that. But that's not true. And the thing I love about, as crazy as 2020 might be, the thing that I feel is happening is that other people are realizing that the way we live is not working. And so now it's a permission for everyone else to see it and change it. And then those conversations aren't as dense. Like they're a little bit more like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Ooh, that's interesting. Tell me more, rather than like, what are you doing?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, and we know because I did your human design reading this week. That was really awesome. But it was like, yeah, like we both have that we both are like here to be trailblazers and do things differently, and like it's so refreshing to have people around you and have friends that are also like on that path, because then it's like, oh, we're not alone. Like, oh, you're doing it too. Okay, cool. It's like it strengthens me and allows me to be able to like be my full self because you're being your full self. And like, oh well, if we're going to be too much, at least we're doing too much together, you know what I mean? Like, like it doesn't matter anymore because like we're doing so much of what we want to do now, and it just feels so good that like there's no turning back. I feel like a lot of people feel like that, like there's no turning back because it like feels so good to do this that it's just like we can't do it the other way anymore.
Right. And also I always think of it too, like we're literally helping the earth. Like we're literally helping the vibration of the frequency. And so whether it be that it's public or not, by us doing what we do and being light workers and having, putting out this energy, like that in. Itself is powerful.
Right.
But I have to see this meme because I feel like it's probably hysterical with Shaq.
When your normal friends ask you about manifesting, oh yeah, somebody send me that on Instagram, please, or tag me or something in it because I want to see that too. Yeah.
Cool. So
Okay, cool. Jenny said she's gonna post it. Okay, good. Thank you.
awesome, awesome. So I feel like this is going. It's been an
Good.
awesome night. I feel like we're taking so much time out of everyone's night. So thank you all for being here with us. But I don't want to end this without sending some Reiki and doing a little bit more sound healing and we're just going to do it combined because
Yeah,
it'll be the most powerful that way as well.
agreed.
Um, before we get into Reiki, I know some of you guys were on the solstice activation, so it was lovely seeing you there. I'm so glad to see you here.
Yes. I
But
know, I feel like we're like creating this like really cool community with doing these. It's really fun.
but I just want to let you know that with Reiki, if any of you have not experienced Reiki before, it is a Japanese energy healing modality in which you're basically channeling. So connecting in with spirit, and I'm just sending energy. I'm not the one healing you. I'm just connecting in. But when we do Reiki, sometimes it may feel like tingling. It might feel like waves coming over your body. You might experience coolness. You might experience warmth. Your stomach might gargle. Your throat, you might like gulp. Everybody has different experiences. You might see shapes or colors, or like you may not feel anything. Like it's all totally really individual. But I just want you guys to have an understanding of what it may feel like so you're not freaking out, basically.
Right.
But
Also, so you're open to receiving too.
exactly. So Reiki is just very gentle. It's very healing. It will be healing you on an emotional level. I will be clearing out your auras and rebalancing your chakras and your meridians and your nadis. And yeah, just sending you an overall healing for anything. The most important thing though is that after, please have water, because Reiki does help with detoxing the body and clearing things out. So I will remind you again after this to have some water. But yeah, I'll just send some Reiki. And yes, relax. If you fall asleep, we'll wake you up. So like
Yes.
relax as much as possible. That's literally the best thing you can do when it comes to receiving Reiki.
And the sound healing that I'm going to do is tuned to the root chakra. I feel like we all need some grounding right now and some physical energy. And so this is going to be combined with the Reiki. So just be open and receptive and let yourself kind of just flow with it. Don't feel like you have to, meditate or any, just like enjoy it and just like let it, just let it in, let it in. Cause I feel like a lot of times with energy healing and modalities like that, it's like, I feel like if you have an idea of how it's supposed to be or whatever, that you can actually like block yourself from receiving the flow and the healing. So just let yourself go and enjoy.
Yes. And one more thing, if Chatty Cathy shows up, don't worry about her. Just refocus on your breath. That's my, she might be there. She's okay.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, you can start to pay attention to the room, wiggle your toes and your fingers. Take a deep breath. And don't forget, please, to have water tonight. Yay, some of you guys are already having it. Awesome. I always, after a Reiki session, when you give Reiki, it's like, it's so energizing and it makes me feel so blissed out. But all of y'all are like chilling. So I feel like I always come back with a vengeance of like, yeah.
And everyone's
And
all chilling.
everyone else is like, I'm not there yet. I'm still asleep.
Yeah, that's nice. I always like getting Reiki from you. It always makes me feel really peaceful and really like integrated, you know, like I feel like my emotions and my energy and my physical body are integrated in a way that they weren't before. Like maybe I felt kind of scattered and out there, and that kind of just like brings it all back together for me. Makes me feel whole and really present. So I love Reiki.
Yay. Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Amazing.
So glad it resonates. It's really nice to be able to do this. Like I said, it's wonderful to share space with like-minded folks, but it's also just, you know, it's just really nice to be able to facilitate and gather everyone together and share energy.
Yeah. And so I'm going to stop recording this soon. But before I do, since this will be up on YouTube, I want to remind people that if they like this type of content, they can click that subscribe button, because I will be posting my moon rituals when I bring them out on Wednesday. I'm going to do a webinar on how to meditate. So I'm going to do that on YouTube Live. And then I also do like workout videos and food stuff on and off. So it's kind of like a holistic health channel. So if you guys are catching this on the replay and you want to get notified of new videos, definitely hit subscribe.
And we also have a special that we need to discuss before it expires on the 29th. So I have a new course called Activated Consciousness. It's a 12-week program that introduces you to your higher self and helps you to become that higher self through meditation, hypnotherapy, NLP, so many different modalities. I teach you how to channel and listen to your guides and bring in information, and we do energy healing, and there's all kinds of things. If you want to check it out, it's at annehayman.com. You can find out more. And my pre-sale is up until the 29th. And so you're able to save $200 off of that. And I also have my year-end sale too as well that you can go ahead and grab. I'm going to attach the link. You'll attach the link below the video for that. And if you purchase the 12-week program and you get a Reiki session with Crystal, you get included in a call that we're doing on, what is it, February 12th? Did we decide we were going to do it February 12th? Was that it?
February 11th or 8th? It's a
I
Wednesday.
don't know. We'll put it up. We'll put the date up. We're both so like relaxed after that. And you'll be able to join us for that. And we're gonna like check in and reassess things and work through some of the things that are coming up through, you know, working in my program and through some of the Reiki that's coming up, and we'll be able to process in that group call. And so it's only going to be for the people that purchase in this time frame, and that ends on the 29th. So I just wanted to put that out there to invite anyone else that wants to join us for that. So little bonus situation that's happening. So
Definitely. And before we completely wrap up, do you want to just do a quick summary on what you feel 2021 is going to bring
yeah.
after we did all those
So
cards and everything?
Yeah, so I'm really feeling like it's going to be a time of healing. I feel like, we've all been kind of stretched thin this in 2020, and we've all had to dig deep, and we've all been in a cave, and we've all done so much shadow work, and so much grief has come up. And I feel like, this new year is really going to be a time of healing, a time of honoring ourselves, a time of listening, a time of taking action, yet balancing that with healing and restoring ourselves, and really being authentic and true to ourselves rather than doing what we thought we should do. We're going to be really called to do what we came here to do. It's like a remembering. And so I feel like it's really important for everyone to check in and make sure that the intentions they're setting are really in tune with their desires and who they came here to be. And so I feel like we're kind of just all going to be becoming our higher selves. And so, like, I feel like it's the perfect time for all of that, and so doing the work is really important. And I really just want to put it out there that I'm super grateful that you're showing up in your life, and doing the hard work, because you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for the collective as well. And as an empath, you're really here to be a trailblazer and do things and help the people around you to be able to be their authentic selves and to show up for themselves. And so I'm just really proud of you, and I'm really grateful, and I just want to say thank you for being you and doing the hard work. So I love you.